Simply rinsing broccoli with water isn't enough. Here's the proper way to clean it. Let's begin. Prepare the amount of broccoli you need. Use scissors to cut the broccoli into small florets. Broccoli is very popular and chosen by many because it's delicious, easy to cook, and nutritious. Compared to other vegetables, it contains more vitamins, micronutrients, and plant-based protein. Even when steamed or boiled, it's very tasty, which is why it's so popular in many kitchens. Although nutritious, its small, dense florets often retain pesticide residue and tiny insects. It's delicious, but not easy to clean. Most people just rinse it quickly with water and start cooking, but this method is often insufficient to thoroughly clean the inside. Set the stems aside. We'll deal with that later. So what should we do? Put the broccoli in a large bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 tablespoon of flour. Then pour in enough water to completely submerge the broccoli. Stir with your hands until everything dissolves. This helps loosen dirt from the broccoli. Broccoli has many dense layers, so it's difficult to clean with just water. When flour is mixed with water, it forms a suspended mixture. The flour particles cling to dirt, debris, and small eggs, helping to pull them away from the surface. They also help keep impurities in the water, instead of sticking back to the broccoli. Stirring the flour in the water creates gentle friction, helping to loosen dirt trapped deep inside, something that plain water struggles to do. You can imagine it like little sponges moving through the tiny florets and crevices of the broccoli. Salt water creates a hypertonic environment, making small insects and eggs uncomfortable, causing them to crawl out of the florets. It also has a mild antibacterial effect on the surface. Baking soda is mildly alkaline and helps break down or weaken the residue of some pesticides on the surface. Combining all three creates a very effective method for cleaning broccoli. Soak for about 5 to 10 minutes. After soaking, gently stir the broccoli to remove any remaining dirt inside. Then rinse thoroughly under running water. At this point, you will see each floret of broccoli looks fresh, clean, and vibrant green. Washing this way significantly reduces dirt buildup and cleans more effectively, so you can eat with more peace of mind. Have you heard of this method before? After washing the broccoli, I'll use it to make a very simple, yet tender, fragrant, and incredibly easy-to-eat dish, especially suitable for young children or the elderly. First, I bring a pot of water to a boil. When the water starts boiling, I add a little cooking oil, then blanch the broccoli for about 1 to 2 minutes. Adding a little oil helps the broccoli retain its vibrant green color, making the dish more appealing. Blanching also helps reduce the oxalic acid in the broccoli, so it won't have a slightly bitter taste, and importantly, it will be softer and cook more evenly later. After blanching, I remove it and let it drain for a while. Next, I finely chop the broccoli. You can chop it as finely as you like, but the finer it is, the softer and easier it will be to eat. After chopping, I put it in a separate bowl. Prepare a small carrot. Cut diagonally into slices. Then cut into thin strips. Finally, dice into small cubes. Now, crack 3 eggs into a bowl. Beat the yolks and whites together. The more thoroughly you beat, the smoother the steamed egg will be. Then add warm water in a 1-to-1 ratio to the eggs. Make sure to use warm water for a smoother egg. Mix the eggs and water well. Strain the egg mixture through a sieve to remove air bubbles and impurities, ensuring a smooth, non-porous final dish. Without air bubbles during steaming, the result will be soft and smooth like tofu. Add a little salt to enhance the flavor. Next, add the prepared carrots and broccoli to the egg mixture. Next, cover the bowl tightly with plastic wrap. Then, use a toothpick to poke a few small holes on the surface so that steam can escape during steaming, preventing the dish from becoming porous and maintaining its smooth texture. The broccoli and carrots will float to the top, looking very appealing. Then, place the bowl in a steamer and steam for 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the thickness of the egg layer. Cover with a plate or lid to prevent water from dripping into the bowl. After steaming, let it sit for another 2 minutes before opening the lid. The steamed broccoli and egg dish is complete. Once cooked, remove it. Let it cool slightly. Then use a knife to cut it into small, bite-sized pieces. This dish can be served with fish sauce or soy sauce, both of which are very flavorful. The finished product is soft, fragrant, easy to eat, and has a beautiful color, so both children and the elderly can enjoy it. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Eggs and broccoli are a perfect combination, even more nutritious than meat. Great for children and the elderly. When you scoop a spoonful, you'll feel the soft, delicate texture gently vibrating like soft tofu. The egg melts gently in your mouth, smooth and moist, requiring almost no chewing. The mild egg flavor combines with the natural sweetness of carrots and the slight crispness of broccoli, creating a very pleasant taste that isn't dry or greasy. This dish is warm, light, and easy to eat, especially suitable for children, the elderly, or days when you want something light yet nutritious. Each bite is light and pleasant, melting in your mouth and leaving you wanting more without feeling heavy in your stomach. The next dish I want to introduce is a way to utilize the cauliflower stems, the part many people usually throw away. But actually, if you know how to prepare it, it's very delicious and crispy. First, I took about 2 cauliflower stems that had been peeled and cleaned. I cut them in half for easier handling, then sliced them diagonally into thin, bite-sized pieces and set them aside on a plate. Next, I took the bell peppers. I cut the bell peppers in half, removed the seeds, and then sliced them thinly. Bell peppers will add color and natural sweetness to the dish. After slicing, I also set them aside on a separate plate. Then, I took the sausages, cut them in half lengthwise, and sliced them into small bite-sized pieces. This ingredient makes the dish more flavorful and easier for many people to eat. I also set them aside on a plate, ready to serve. Next, I prepared a few cloves of garlic, peeled them, and chopped them finely. Garlic is the main ingredient that gives this dish its aroma, so it's indispensable. Once all the ingredients are prepared, I start cooking. I turn on the stove, add a little cooking oil to the pan, and wait for the oil to heat up. When the oil is hot enough, I add the garlic and sauté until fragrant. Then, I add the sausages and stir-fry until they are slightly firm and fragrant. Next, I add the cauliflower stems and stir well to combine all the ingredients. Finally, I add the bell peppers last to maintain their crispness and beautiful color. At this point, I add a little seasoning to taste and continue stirring. I stir-fry for about 5 to 10 minutes until all the ingredients are cooked through and fragrant. Then I can turn off the heat and serve. This dish is very crispy, fragrant, with a natural sweetness from the vegetables, and a rich flavor from the sausage, making it very easy to eat. In particular, it makes use of the cauliflower stems, avoiding waste while still providing a delicious dish for the whole family. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave them below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.